Good morning, Miss Presley.
Good morning.
My name is Ryan, and I'm going to be your OTA today. Are you doing okay?
I'm doing fine.
Is it okay with you if I get some measurements?
Certainly.
All right. So I'm going to borrow your hand if you don't mind. And we're going to hang our wrist off of the table, just like that. Do you mind if I roll your sleeve up?
Mm-mm.
Thank you. All right. Just rest your forearm there. All right. Now the first measurement I'm going to get is wrist flexion. And for this measurement, I'm going to place my fulcrum on the triquetrum. My proximal arm is going to be on the lateral side of the ulna. And my distal arm is going to run in line with the fifth metacarpal. I'm going to stabilize the radius in the ulna, and I'm going to ask Miss Presley to point her fingers down to the ground. Very good. Is that as far as you can go? There you go. Very good. Normal range for wrist flexion is 0 to 80, and Miss Presley has 0 to 70 degrees, right on the dot. Now we're going to do wrist extension. For this one, I'm going to get you to bring your hand upwards, like that, okay? My landmarks are just the same. My fulcrum is going to be on the triquetrum. My proximal arm is going to run laterally to the ulna. And my distal arm is going to run in line with the fifth metacarpal. Again, I'm going to stabilize the radius in the ulna. And I'm going to ask Miss Presley to bring her hand up. Very good. Right. Normal range for wrist extension is 0 to 70. And Miss Presley has 0 to 52 degrees of wrist extension. Now the muscles used for manual muscle testing for wrist flexion is the flexor carpi radialis, the flexor carpi ulnaris, and the palmaris longus. For wrist extension, the muscles that are used for manual muscle testing is the extensor carpi radialis longus, the extensor carpi radialis brevis, and the extensor carpi ulnaris. Now, Miss Presley, I'm going to get you to bring your hand up here on the table for me. Very good. And we're going to measure radial and ulnar deviation. For radial deviation, I'm going to get you to bring your hand inward, like that, okay? Very good. Very good. For this measurement, my fulcrum is going to be right over the capitate. My proximal arm is going to run in the midline of the forearm, the dorsal side of the forearm, and my distal arm is going to run in line with the third metacarpal. I'm going to stabilize again the radius in the ulna and ask Miss Presley to bring her hand inward. Very good. Very good. Is that as far as you can go? Okay. Normal range for radial deviation is 0 to 45 degrees, and Miss Presley has 0 to 28 degrees of radial deviation. Now we're going to measure ulnar deviation. For this measurement, I'm going to get you to bring your hand outward like that. Very good. My landmarks are just the same. I'm going to put my fulcrum over the capitate. My proximal arm is going to run in the midline of the forearm. My distal arm is going to be in line with the third metacarpal. Again, I'm going to stabilize the radius in the ulna. And now I'm going to get Miss Presley to bring her hand outward. Very good. Very good. Normal range for ulnar deviation is 0 to 35 degrees, and Miss Presley has 0 to 40 degrees. Now the muscles used for radial deviation is the flexor carpi radialis, the extensor carpi radialis longus, and the extensor carpi radialis brevis. For ulnar deviation, we use the extensor carpi ulnaris and the flexor carpi ulnaris.